You know, they got into it because of Twitter or something. You know what, man? I try not to think about bozos.
Yeah.
That's my new policy in life. Bozo free zone.
Bozo sounds like a real Attitude Era wrestling insult.
Yeah. All of my insults are the insults which would have been swear words on radio in the 90s. On the 90s, they'd be like, whoa, you gotta
Whoa, take it easy there, big guy.
It's 8 p.m.
You can't say bozo like that.
Let's see here. Okay. Are we going to start on this clip here for today's showcase? Where did I get that word from? Probably the word show and case.
Or from the Showcase Showdown.
Showcase Showdown.
Was that Wheel of Fortune? No, not Wheel of Fortune.
Price is Right. Yeah, that is that the show where you're just like, I know how much this product by Mattel costs?
Yeah. You're
I like all those shows.
I know how much this Ski-Doo coupled with a vacation in Laos.
I love all the shows where it's just like, hey, we made a TV show out of commercials.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Colgate. How much you guys think a Colgate, you know, of course, everybody knows what Colgate does. Whitens your teeth better than anything. How much do you guys think Colgate is going to, a thing of Colgate costs?
Right. It's like, what if the commercials never stopped?
There is just hours and hours of programming like that where it's like supermarket sweep. We're just running through the supermarket. We're just showing you different brands.
I've always thought I'd be really good at that.
Supermarket sweep? Yeah. Well, you know what the move is, right? You got to go for the diapers.
Is that the move?
That's the move in supermarket sweep because that was the game.
I would have gone for the caviar.
Well, I don't know if they have caviar in every supermarket.
That's me.
You're not gonna
I spend the whole time just look. As soon as I find the caviar, your ass is grass.
There is those. I don't think supermarket sweep is happening at a Whole Foods. I think it is it's happening at like Ralph's.
Salmons. I read an article that said that one large salmon is worth the price of 2 barrels of oil right now.
For reals?
Yeah.
We should get into salmon farming.
I know. How great would that be?
Well, obviously,
a worst hour salmon farm.
We know that oil hasn't been going so well for us lately. We've been trying to get into oil drilling.
Yeah, then they killed the Keystone Pipeline, that cocksucker.
Well, and that's the thing I hate the most about.
We were going to put a bumper sticker on that. That was going to be our billboard. We were going to, every 2 miles down the Keystone Pipeline, a worst hour sticker.
Our plan was to entertain not the troops, but the people fracking. We wanted to do like a USO show.
Live from an oil derrick. We're just riding the oil derrick, going up and down. My friend's dad works out in the oil fields, and we were driving through Bakersfield, and all the oil derricks were pumping, and he was like, God, them ponies are running.
I feel the same way when I see it. I get it like fired up. On today's show, let's see. We got our sound check here today. Sound check coming from what is this?
Well, it's okay. So this used to be on YouTube, but the YouTube account deleted. The whole account is gone.
Not safe for YouTube.
Not safe. Well, I don't know if it was safe for YouTube, but I think they just deleted the channel.
Okay.
So this is a Japanese game show. I remember when this story popped, and I was thinking about it this morning. I was laughing super hard, and it took me forever to find it because it's been pretty much wiped off the internet. But apparently there was a Japanese game show where you sing karaoke. And they have different contestants come on and sing karaoke while a woman beats you off. She jerks you off in front of a red curtain.
Oh, whoa.
And you don't see it. Don't worry.
Can the Japanese wake up their mind? Are these guys prim and proper or not? Because on one level, I'm watching their porn and it's pixelated.
Yeah.
And on the next level, they're jerking you off in the library.
Yeah, and I'm like, if you're going to jerk off onto the floor, can I leave my shoes on, please?
Do you have to take your shoes off?
I don't know. I didn't look. Now that's something to look for in this video. Are they wearing shoes or not?
That's a fair point.
Because if there's jizz going, I'm not going around in my socks. Are you crazy?
No, absolutely not. No. Well, because then you're gonna get You're gonna get someone else's cum on your sock.
Yeah, that's no good.
You gotta put it in the washing machine. You're gonna have to do a load of laundry alone for one sock. So I've watched this a long time ago, and but just for people who are gonna ask, I did try to Shazam the song to find the original version, but too many people were laughing at the man.
So Shazam couldn't recognize the song.
So this video, by the way, it's called a Japanese game show where you have to sing a song while getting tanked off. Is tanked off a word? Is that an expression?
This is probably Australian or something.
Okay.
You know what
spaff,
I mean?
you lose. This is...
Yeah, getting tanked and spaff.
Nobody's ever spaffed before.
Yeah, I think this is what like a South African frat bro says or something.
Now, splooge, I've heard.
Yeah, splooge or spooge.
Spooge.
The L is optional.
Somewhere, I don't even know where, the elf, I feel like lost it. It got lost. It's kind of like the flip versus flicked off. You ever hear this?
Right. Or when the became one E.
It's yeah. So I agree. I'll allow spooge, but spaff, not happening. Not safe for work. Don't tell me what to watch at work.
Oh, is this the song? Lars Leark and Seal Flower.
Okay, so
this is immediately confusing. I'm trying to figure out what's happening here.
Okay, so this is the still of this video rules super hard. It's just a dude. Is a dude on the edge.
Yes, it absolutely is. It's a very nerdy looking man with kind of like almost the same glasses that all the racist World War II Japanese cartoon guys were wearing.
Yeah, and but the haircut of like of a geisha.
No, he has the haircut of the guy who puts the cattle prod to your head in No Country for Old Men.
Oh yeah, Javier Bardem's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really does. He does. And Javier Bardem has the haircut of a geisha.
Now, what you'll see is there's a picture-in-picture on the lower left of people just laughing at this guy, which that must add to, for some people who were raised Catholic, that must add to the difficulty to not bust.
All right, hit play.
Okay, so not only is she tanking him off, but she's like right in his neck, like whispering in his ear.
You think she's going dry rub or?
No, she's lubed up, I bet. It's Japan.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
There's like a room full of people. He's really hitting a note right here. His neck got stiff. You know how your big toe sticks out right when you're about to come? His head looks like a big toe.
Yeah, he just nutted, dude.
Oh, you'll know because they make a big deal about it.
Oh, is that when the game show is over once you come?
You've got to last the longest. Wait. There was a shoe shot. Hold on.
Let's go back. It's important for us to see here. Yeah, she's wearing...
in high heels.
Well, you want to be as far away from the cum as possible.
Yeah. I'd be on stilts. Jerk her off with the Mission Impossible cables coming down your back. Oh, there it is. There's the finish arrow. It came on like an arcade. It went finish.
Girl, they showed his cum.
It's pixelated.
Dude, that dude fucking nutted a fucking ton, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, he comes like a 45-year-old woman.
The entire floor of that fucking, studio looked like a fucking bit like arcade game. It was all pixelated. That's how much that dude nut.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that, dude. That was on television?
That was on television.
What if my Japanese children were watching? Everybody knows I've got a couple of children outside of every military base in the world.
Marine Ramsey.
Well, whenever I show up to town to perform at USO shows or...
You have a good time?
The Axis forces, of course, back when they were hiring me in the 50s. Well, that was a lot of fun. What year was that from?
2015.
Yeah, you can't do that in 2021.
I think in Japan you probably could. Who's that hurting? That's not even... Now that would be like some kind of positive thing. I don't know how, but I'm sure it would.
I feel like now the only way you could do that show is if the dude was eating out the chick.
Oh, well, there is that. There is that show, but another show which I couldn't find any video of was apparently a gay dude tries to get a straight guy off.
That video I would watch.
Yeah. So you gotta.
For me, I'm getting through Stairway to Heaven.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm getting through 30 minutes of song. I'm getting through everything.
I'm doing Beethoven suites.
I ain't getting off at all. What is worse though? What do you think is worse? If I stayed hard for 2 hours, or if I didn't come?
I would say you're homophobic if you don't come.
Yeah, of course.
And if you stay hard the entire time and you don't come, then you can say, oh, it's probably my antidepressants. And then it quickly switches the conversation away from whether or not.
People don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah. So you just say, oh, sorry, it's my antidepressants. And then they're like, all right, well, the questions stop here.
I'll throw in the antidepressants for really everything. Not, besides coming. If
Yeah.
I'm late somewhere, sorry about that, Metsy.
Yeah.
Antidepressants to make it a little harder to notice what time. Just
doing
anything.
an audition for like something you're supposed to take your shirt off. And you're like, I don't have a six pack because of the antidepressants.
I have not auditioned for anything in years. I tell them, take those auditions and shove it up your ass. I got a podcast.
It's the worst hour of the week with Brian Vokey and Ramsey Badawi.
Welcome to the show, folks.
I'm drinking Japanese matcha just in honor of our sound check.
Well, that's good. Matcha is really good for you. It's supposed to be, green. And that's, of course, everybody knows the best kind of tea. On today's show, ladies and gentlemen of the Worst Hour podcast, the number one Wednesday morning news show, we're giving you an update on the successful vaccine rollout internationally. It's been going off without a hitch.
Smooth.
We're going to talk about the mom who made her kids drink piss to cure COVID, a tragic explosion which occurred during a Taliban bomb-making operation.
It was a class.
I'll give you the latest on that. I mean, it's tragedy for somebody.
Not sure who, but yeah.
On some occasion, when there's an explosion during class, these kids were just going to school. No one deserves to be killed during their education.
That's true. Even when you're being educated on how to kill other people.
Plus, we're going to cover a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, something that's really important to me, and that is the posthumous affairs of the great Larry King. Mm-hmm. There's some things that are being dealt with right now in in his post-marital life that I think needs to be covered extensively here at the Worst Hour. But before we do that, I do want to remind the listeners to please consider joining our Patreon for $5 a month. This month the Patreon has contributed significantly to chugging us along further to our goal. Everybody knows what our goal is, to turn this thing into a daily radio show.
Mm-hmm. And a Subway franchise.
Speaking of which, the PPP loan did come through, so
oh, nice.
The Subway franchise is closer than people realize. That's what you guys have done, by the way. By not joining our Patreon, you've made us turn to the PPP loans.
Yeah, and also you're keeping sandwiches out of people's hands.
Keeping sandwiches out of people's hands. You're wasting the government taxpayer dollars.
Mm-hmm. We reluctantly take.
You think we want to do that? You think we want to be taking free handout money that's just forgiven eventually? Yeah, we don't want to do that, but that's what you guys have driven us to do. Consider joining our Patreon. Patreon.com/WHPEV. Let's see here. Be sure to follow the show, by the way, across all social media platforms at Worst Hour Pod. Follow Bryan across all social media platforms at Bryan J. Vokey on Twitter, at Mr. Bryan Vokey on Instagram. Check out his show, Fat Jocks, airing every Thursday at 9. Be sure to follow me across all social media platforms at Ramsbad. Follow me on TikTok, Big Ass Ram Dog.
Also, we got a letter. A letter. How old am I?
Yeah.
We said Larry King.
We do have a, yeah. You know what? I want to throw in a new Patreon perk, by the way.
What's that?
You want to hear?
Handwritten letters?
Do we have a Patreon? Do we have a new sound effect for new Patreon perks?
I believe it's this one.
Okay. New Patreon perk. I'm going to give you access to my direct business line. Every month, you get a 5-minute conversation with me.
Like for advice or whatever you want.
You could spend your 5 minutes however you want to spend. If you want, call me 5 minutes and have a silent 5-minute sort of sit down, you and me. By the way, I haven't even given Bryan my business line number.
Nope. And I actually kind of pressed him for it, and he really dodged it.
He was like, I have two phones going on, folks. I'm not sure why. Well, I'm not sure how. I have two phones, and I often forget my personal phone at home.
Yep. So I have to look out for a G chat when he gets to my house because not only does he not give me his number, but can't you do some kind of thing where I get a text from an unknown or something that says I'm here?
I don't want to risk it. The business line is important, and I'm reserving it exclusively for me.
We literally have a business.
That's it?
No, you and I have a business, but I can't get the business line.
Yeah, listen, man, you have not been trusted with the business line phone number. So it's reserved exclusively for my business, the Patreon.
So let me ask you this, or let me respond to this. We got an email saying, are we ever going to post to Telegram? So I went on Telegram. I tried to set up a page. Turns out you had already reserved it.
Yes.
I am fired up to be posted on Telegram. So I'm going to get the login information from Ramdog, and I'm going to start posting furiously on our Telegram.
Oh, that's right. We have a Telegram account. Follow our Telegram page, Worst Hour Pod, isn't it? Is it
Worst
channel?
Hour Pod.
Yeah, we did get a couple of emails regarding our Telegram account. Well, actually one specifically, but that will be, look, that's up and running.
I'm ready to post on it, dude.
We're posting on it. If you're not getting a post, well, maybe you got to get in on the fucking message. We're secretly posting. Isn't that the whole thing? It's all secret?
Yeah. Well, we're a public channel. Anybody can subscribe.
Oh, anybody can subscribe. I don't. Okay.
Do you want to be a private channel?
I'm taking it privately. By the way, WHP5 Studios it's currently being built right now.
We're skipping 4?
Skipping 4. It's the V. It's WHPV.
Oh, right. WHPV.
So WHPV Studios is being built. Thank you to the Patreons. I'm soundproofing the walls as we speak, which is something I would have done if there was no studio.
I brought my blackout curtains, which I've already had over all my windows. Double pane windows. They're like, you couldn't hear an airplane crashing into my house.
I was soundproofing the walls. My girlfriend's like, you building a studio? I was like, what? Oh, yeah, I guess I could do studio. I guess I have just...
You're stapling egg crates all over your wall in just a crazy incoherent pattern.
It's just me. I just have a chair facing a window, a phone hooked up to a recording device. I'm just smoking, calling people, recording our conversations, playing them back.
Your paranoia is so 2001.
All my fears are based in 2001. And you know what, man? History repeats itself. So, okay, eventually it could come back around. I got to take a piss. Let me take a piss before we get started. That Rockstar Thermo fucking cut right there.
Is it? Do you just do a different brand every time?
Yeah, you know how they say, like, if you want to get high, you got to fuck around with the strain and the dosage effect and all that kind of stuff. I do that with energy drinks. So
But you still haven't found the one?
I'm still chasing this high I got when I was 21 with energy drinks. And I'm not sure if I'll ever get it again. Every once in a while, you get it.
You've been hitting those alpha brains?
Yeah, dude, I have a 3, 4, 5 a day. I think somebody on our Patreon asked me if I had been using the alpha brains and or if they have had any effect on me. And I got to tell you, boy oh boy, I regret to inform you folks, I think anything shy of a elephant tranquilizer ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Yeah, but it seems like any tranquilizer would work on you because you are just so immune to going up.
You know what though? I'm up so high that the tranquilizer takes me down to tweaker level.
Right. Yeah.
So, at some level,
Just having a permanent heart attack.
I can't sleep every night unless I listen to just a long court proceeding, 5.5 hours.
Until you fall asleep?
It's a tortured life. It's a tortured life. I carry a lot of weight on my shoulders. Nobody asked me to do it.
Yeah, the weight of the worst hour nation.
The worst hour, I got a full nation to feed. I got to get stimulus out to these people.
Yeah, oh boy, don't get me started. I've been fighting him on the stimulus. I'm like Mitch McConnell over here.
Oh no, everybody who's subscribed to our Patreon is getting a stimulus check.
Yeah, well, if they make over...
Hey, that's the problem. The income limits are pretty low.
If they make over 17.5...
If you make over $5,000 a year, unfortunately, you're maxed out on our Patreon.
You don't qualify.
If you make under $5,000 a year,
but if you do send your W-2s in to Ramsey or your 2020 return, we'll look it over. And if you meet our standards, we'll give you a stimulus. If you meet a different standard, we may ask to borrow some money from you.
Depending on where you're at. Look, it depends on where we're at in our cycle. Everybody knows Bryan and I are working on our own electric vehicle company.
Yeah.
Joining the space. Everyone knows you have a SPAC deal in the works. So We are in the process right now, possibly launching the worst ever electric vehicle. It's a huge pop in space right now, dude. Everybody wants in on EVs.
Yeah,
if you and I can put together one, we could fucking ditch this whole podcast bullshit.
WHPEV?
WHPEV. Dude, I mean, it just rings off the fucking mouth. Dude, I'm covered in HPEV.
No, it's HPE. We're on the news channel. The E is clear.
So, Bryan and Ramsey, tell us a little bit about why you think we should get HPV. I'm sorry.
No. But all right, would it make you happy if we vaccinated you for HPV if you bought one?
Gardasil presents
we'll give
WHPV EV. Dude, I like it.
WHPEV.
We're in the process of, look, if Apple... Unfortunately, of course, Apple now decided they're getting into space. They're putting out their car, so now that fucks with our bullshit. We were fucking here before.
Dude, yeah, Apple just all of a sudden hears about electric vehicles.
Dude,
I wonder where they heard it from.
Apple's currently in talks right now.
They're listening to our iPhones, dude.
They say they're in talks right now with Kia to do the Apple electric car in 2023.
Kia?
It's a really insulting deal. I'll tell you what, because here's the deal that they have with Kia. The car can't say Kia. That's the deal that they have with Kia. It's quite insulting where it's like, look, we want you guys to build the car for us. We want you guys to design the technology. We want it to say Apple. We want your name nowhere on it. In fact, when you guys are working for us, we'd like it if you changed the sign out front to say you do something. You're a fucking massage parlor.
Yeah.
Tell everybody you're a Jack Shack. Okay.
You're a karaoke Jack Shack.
We don't care what you do.
Yeah.
You can't say you work with us. We're currently in talks right now to do our EV with, of course, one of those Russian car manufacturers.
Yeah, they always like leave a door off.
Yeah, it'll last one charge without a doubt. The technology is trying to figure out if we can get it to recharge.
That's every knockoff earbud I've ever bought. One charge.
Every knockoff
never recharges.
Earbuds cannot. It's like one company has a real lock on that technology. The rechargeable earbuds.
Yeah, I don't understand because I was like $275. Suck my ass. You're insane.
Yeah,
I can get these for $29, and it's like maybe it was that pair. All right, I can get these for another. I'll go up to 40. Get
look,
$40.
yeah, I'll get. Look, obviously I don't need it. Ray J surely his brand is going to work for me.
Absolutely,
the Raycons.
It says con in it.
He did nothing in his life but fuck one woman one time, who's now way more famous than him.
Yeah,
and now I'm buying his earbuds.
He's one of the only people who actually did less than the Kardashians. To get famous.
He did less than the Kardashians, and he's way more famous. Now, if you wanted to talk about something else, maybe I'll tell you what. He's got a penis pill to pop.
Yeah,
or to sell.
Yeah. That sex tape was bullshit.
I'm all ears.
That sex tape was 95% him biting his lower lip.
It's so hard to jack to, right?
Yes.
You're like, can you? Come on, dude.
Yeah, it's like, who is this for? Like, not even you should want to watch this.
I would rather see the shot of, where I'm looking at your asshole.
Yeah, the asshole and balls.
I'd rather look at the turkey go for a drink of water than look at the one where you're biting your lip all fucking pouty and whatever.
Right, exactly.
I'm not a fucking chick, dude.
Yeah, it looks like one of those like silver ball things that every lawyer has in their room where it bounces forever.
Yeah, exactly. I'll look at that any day of the week over Ray J biting his lip. All right. Before we get into the show today here, let's see. What did I want to get into? I just moved, as you're aware, I was talking about the studio situation. I came up with this idea that I think would work well for us from a business standpoint. When you move, right? So my new address has a fraction in it. Like, Jesus.
Oh, I had one of those. I lived at a half.
You don't even. There are certain.
Tell me you're at least at a half. You're not like at a quarter.
We'll say I'm not at a half. It's divisible by 8.
7/8.
There are certain things in life you don't know how to, like when you're moving, you can't even predict it. I can predict that I'm going to spend 20 minutes of every conversation where I'm updating my billing address to be like, I know it's weird, right? You got to have a fraction. It doesn't. And they're like, how does that work? Is a fraction before the address or after?
Yeah.
It's like
I've had this exact experience.
Dude, I realize there's so many things that you just didn't even That's why I think we should have a realty. Like, we should open up some kind of a realty sort of office where we give people the opportunity to, when they're coming to our properties, they're going to check out all the stuff that the other guys won't let you do. We'll let you switch your bills over to us before you move over to see how easy it is.
Right.
Take a shit in the bathroom before.
That's a must. Anytime I tour a house, I shit.
You gotta shit it.
Every time.
You cannot move into a place without shitting into it. It's insane.
No, that's wild. You got to marry a broad before you fuck her?
Dude, well, I unfortunately moved into this place before I took a shit. Didn't realize how loud the fans were going to be in there. Everybody knows I think while I'm shitting. How am I supposed to think when it sounds like a Goodyear blimp in there?
You're in an airplane hangar.
There's just certain things, man, where I'm like, you just don't even...
You should try to negotiate for a decimal.
What do you mean?
Because I think that'd be easier. Like, say it was like 10.5 instead of 10.5
Wait.
for your address.
Oh, yeah, you're right
Instead
about
of a
that.
fraction. Fractions are
Decimal-
confusing.
Put a dot. I'm at 2303.4.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes way more sense.
There's no, whatever that dash is called.
It's like, geez, man, I'm fucking furious about this. Whoever's got the worst and stupidest address out there, worstoutoftheweek@gmail.com. Let's find out. This is of course, our new, we were talking about this contest last week.
Yeah.
Stupidest address contest.
Yeah, our stupidest address contest where, would you send your address into a podcast show?
Send your address to us. Send us a couple of other things, your mother's maiden name, the hospital you were born in.
Have you ever caught the Google van going by and tried to get something good?
Oh,
like maybe moon it or something?
I've never seen. First of all, I would. Why would I do that?
Because
Permanently put that out there.
Every time somebody Googles your address, they see your asshole.
Dude,
that's hilarious.
You're talking to the guy who soundproofed his room before he decided he was going to make it in a studio.
Put your Nixon mask on.
I don't know, dude. Then the crows are coming after me. I don't know, man. The Google car makes me uncomfortable. I try to stay away from it. I don't want to be caught in some kind of a weird, Turns out there was a crime being committed and one guy was there and now they got to find me because I was a witness to something. Yeah. I'd rather stay off the books. It's just sort of my fucking thing,
I bet people have gotten out of like parking tickets and all kinds of stuff with that.
Dude, so many people probably... I'm sure there's a clickbait article where it's like people got caught cheating on that Google thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cars were parked places where they shouldn't have been parked.
You look up your own house address and your husband's got some girl bent over the porch.
Dude, that guy would rule, dude.
The front porch fucker.
If that guy exists, I'm making him a third mic honorary on this podcast. A guy who got caught cheating on his wife via Google Cam.
Yeah, he had to have been doing something in the front yard, which is what a guy.
What a G, dude. All right, so let's get into our show here today. A couple pressing events to get into. Vaccine distribution worldwide has been going off without a hitch. Have you, by any chance, do you know when we're supposed to? What phase are we in California here?
Like you and I?
Yeah.
I think, I wonder if veteran gets me bumped up at all.
You got to take that, dude. I'm positive veteran gets you bumped up in line to get your vaccine.
But we've got to be like phase 9 or 10.
Apparently in Europe, there are a lot of issues happening
with AstraZeneca.
Well, people in Europe, I guess people are not wanting to take that vaccine. They're wanting what cracks me up is in 2019 to 2021, our attitudes about Big Pharma have just exploded in a different direction.
Yeah.
People went from being like, I will never trust Big Pharma to being like, AstraZeneca just doesn't really have enough.
Specific pharma.
Do you have a pharmacy company with a bigger market cap than I can?
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to get a Pfizer. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to fuck around with AstraZeneca.
Yeah. I know. These are knockoff earbuds, dude.
You're talking about Europe. You're talking about the fucking GMOs are illegal and all the fucking big pharma can suck our dick. They're actually having a tough time getting people to take the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is hilarious.
Right. Well, I think there was a huge report that got passed around saying that it only had like 67% efficacy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's fair enough.
But it's not true.
According to this article, they're saying that, the comparisons of the product's efficacy can be misleading. I see. So it's like okay. I thought people were literally
like
just
name branding.
Just name branding.
Want the Gucci shot.
My cousins in Palestine, they're all getting the shot. but they're getting Sputnik. Like they let me know they're getting Sputnik shots.
Yeah, Sputnik 5, which, by the way, I just want to let everybody know, Sputnik 5 implies that it's in the series of Sputnik numbers. And Sputnik, I believe, 2 or 3 was, let's see what happens when we throw a dog into space.
Is that the one where they put the dog in space?
Yeah. The dog in space was Sputnik 2 or 3.
What happens?
That's dangerously close to Sputnik 5.
What happens when the dog dies? They just sort of,
It's just floating around.
It's just floating around
It's just
somewhere in the
orbiting.
atmosphere.
Yeah, probably perfectly,
Intact?
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful, kind of.
Yeah, they were just like, fuck it. Let's see, because, they didn't want to throw a person up there because they thought that maybe you would die exiting the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. So they put the dog there. Fair enough. I would have put a monkey. Seems like us closer.
They did that too. That might be Sputnik 3 or 4.
I like the idea that they tried a monkey initially, and the monkey just kept defeating them.
Yeah, he kept flying it back. He kept landing. Yeah, so I don't know if I necessarily want a vaccine that is named from the series of other animal tests.
I know we talked about this last week, that there was an Iranian clergyman who thought the
Vaccines make you gay?
Now that I found out that they are getting the Russian vaccine, I think it might be a possibility. I wouldn't be shocked.
Is Israel taking Sputnik?
Oh, of course not. No. What are you talking about?
Not only that, not only is Israel not getting the Sputnik, but there's only 10,000 doses so far in Palestine. There's, 2-3 million Palestinians?
I mean, yeah. Well, no one's ever counted. There's no census or anything over there.
Knocking door to door. How many people live here?
No.
What kind of answers are you going to get for that?
You're not going to get a lot of good answers. Not a lot of good data going on in there. So 10,000 Sputnik. My Jordanian cousins are telling me they all got the Chinese vaccine. Which one would you take out of those two? You got Chinese or you got Russian? You got to get one of them.
Chinese.
Yeah, I think I'm going Chinese too.
I'm going Chinese.
Chinese is going to try to knock off Pfizer. That's what they're doing,
Yeah.
And plus, they started the whole thing. So
that was my logic. Yeah. You want the guys who built it to kill it. You know what I mean?
It just seems like it could work out. I feel like they're also a little bit more wanting.
Also, I'm just thinking restaurants. Do I want Chinese food or Russian food? I mean,
do I want Chinese anything or Russian anything?
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
I guess you're 1,000% right. There's no question about that. Although
Russian medicine,
apparently these relatively famous Jordanian diplomats took the Chinese vaccine and died like 2 weeks afterwards. Now, I don't know if there's any connection between that. But that's what that's what they're saying.
See, a lot of that stuff gets really anecdotal. Like one person dies and now nobody takes the vaccine.
My dad is very much like, my dad does not want to take the vaccine. He's like, nothing's wrong with me. I don't know why I would.
Yeah. My dad's the opposite. Got the vaccine and now he's like, I'm never wearing a mask again.
I think my dad's just generally skeptical about the idea of vaccinations. Like he still doesn't believe they're fully like all that great.
Right.
They don't really get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've explained to them how vaccines work the other day, and they're like, "You got to be fucking kidding me! I'm putting the actual virus in me."
What do you think? I'm a sucker?
Like, my dad is supposed to be like after thousands of shots. He's like, "Well, hold on."
What? So you tell me this whole time, every year, I'm getting the flu? Fuck that.
I have never been able to successfully. Did your old man get flu shots?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I've never been able.
He brags when he gets.
Do you take flu shots? Would you get a flu shot?
I only had one flu shot. The Army forced me to get flu shots, but I had a flu shot last year, 2020, because I didn't want to be confused about whether or not I had corona or not.
Oh, okay.
So that was the only year I ever took it.
Interesting.
And then I still got corona.
Solid strategy, at least, to go like, I know that for sure if I do get ill, it'll be corona or one of 1,000 other diseases.
Yeah. Bird flu, swine flu,
HIV, it all sort of is in the same wheelhouse. Fair enough. Well, it's insane.
It's a mess.
It's an insane rollout process. I don't see how it's possible that anybody gets a vaccine.
Is Moderna American?
Moderna is American.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's the only like fully American company that's made one.
Is Pfizer not fully American? Are they German?
Pfizer sounds German. We don't have any words that start with a P and sound like F.
Yeah, the name might be German, but I feel like they're headquartered in the United States.
I bet they're in like Amsterdam or some stupid shit.
If I find out the fucking Pfizer's not headquartered in America, I will fucking kill myself on air right now.
East 42nd Street, New York, New York.
Hell yeah, baby. That's what's up, man.
Founded New York City.
That's what's up, dude. 172 years ago. Awesome.
God, I can't believe they're still paying those New York taxes. They should move that operation to Texas.
I hope that they have. I'm sure that New York is hilarious because it's like half the city is like $22 million a month, and the other half of the city is like, well, if you moved in the 1940s, we never passed the lease.
Yeah.
But it's $18.
Yeah. 14 cents or lentil soup.
So, we'll, listen, I'm sure Pfizer worked it out. I love the idea that a Pfizer executive listens to this podcast and is like, fuck, we should go to Texas.
We're getting hit over the head with these property taxes.
Where? Who's Joe Rogan?
Dude, San Francisco was brutal back in the day. They were letting Twitter, Facebook, Google, everybody just have their headquarters in downtown and not paying any taxes.
I imagine they're still not paying any taxes.
No, they started paying taxes, and so a lot of them bounced.
They're all like somewhere in San Jose or wherever. Good
Yeah.
for them, man. Good for them, man.
San Jose, the Orange County of the North.
We got to open up. That's why our offices are technically outside of Los Angeles. We're in Alhambra. A lot of people don't know that.
No, actually, I moved it to Dover, Delaware. So
we are incorporated in Wyoming.
Yeah.
So now we do have to register as a foreign entity here in California, but thankfully, due to 2021 restrictions being lifted, we don't have to do that.
Dude, we should get Liz Cheney on the podcast. That would be sick.
Liz Cheney, do people hate her now? They like her? I feel like every once in a while we almost turn the corner on Liz Cheney.
No. Well, she went after Trump, but there's no way that people hate Trump. I mean, maybe young people who don't remember Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
But like people our age and older, they're not going to buy into just because it's more like a Lincoln Project type thing.
She's lesbian. Is that her thing? Is Liz Cheney the one who Dick Cheney silently supported gay marriage for?
Yeah.
Dick Cheney loved his daughter so much that he quietly, that he never publicly objected gay marriage being an issue. That fucking crazy ass dude. Hey, did you ever see that movie Vice, by the way?
Yeah.
Jeez, that movie stunk, right?
It was terrible.
I think we talked about it on the podcast before. I don't want to rehash the subject here.
Two thumbs. Wait, what was it?
Oh, that's 2 years in Parliament.
2 years in Parliament. That's right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, we'll explain that because that was our Patreon thing, so I don't know if that's going to...
just tell them to pay $5 a month to figure that joke out.
Or you could call me and I'll give you the exact explanation of it. You can use that for 5 minutes anyway.
Call, you don't even have to listen. You're paying $5. You're paying $1 a minute to talk to El Ramsbo.
Can
I try to get El Rushbo to you?
Yeah. Can I also say this? I got to have a window in terms of when I can take these calls. Some of our listeners are going to be calling me from fucking
By the way, if
Papua New Guinea. I'm not taking that call at 2:30 a.m.
If you hear, if it sounds like Ramsey's like got up driving with the windows down, that means he's shitting while he's talking to you because the fans are on. What's going on?
Dude, it is where I take a good proportion of my my business calls. So, let's see. What about this? This was a fun story. Quebec furniture chain Structube apologizes after giving Arab men's names to trash bins. I just was gleeful when I read this fucking story headline.
Yeah, this is a nice cultural thing because apparently the store names everything after names. So like a coffee can would be a Derek.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, a table would be a Roger.
And they named their trash cans, all their trash cans. That's the problem with this, right? Is that they didn't go like, well, that one's one of our trash cans is Hakeem.
Yeah.
And the other one of our trash cans is Eric.
Yeah. I don't know if there are any other Arabic names in the store.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, maybe a plunger.
I'm gonna guess no, because according to them, I guess this is from, by the way, ctvnews.ca, so it's pretty official.
Yep.
The company Structube, which is a terrible name for a
horrible name, Structube.
It doesn't even
Structube. Is it? Maybe there's a Canadian accent to it that makes it sound different.
Structube, but it's French, so it's gonna have like
Structube.
Okay. I just chipped a tooth on my microphone.
Structube.
The company named let's see, they had one stainless steel bin named Waleed and the other garbage can named Wasim, which are pretty obscure Arab names.
Yeah, that sounds like Afghani.
It sounds, I mean, they're for sure Arab. Waleed means father.
Yeah.
And Wasim means Wasim. I'm not really sure what Wasim means.
It means we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm not ready to be the father. We'll see. We'll see how the kid grows up.
Well, according to what I love most about this particular story is the apology that this furniture company put out, because it seemed like it could have been an apology written by one of our PR guys.
This one right here?
Yeah, it says, to our community, we recently posted some new garbage bins to our website using common names. Common names?
What's happened in Quebec?
Waleed and Wasim are not common names. I don't have anybody in my family named Waleed or Wasim.
I don't remember watching the Boston Bruins have a Waleed skating down the ice.
It has been rightfully brought to our attention that naming garbage bins after anyone's name can be offensive, particularly if the name is suggestive of any ethnic, religious, or other minority groups.
So white is still the standard there. Accidental racist statement right there.
I mean, it really, truly, it's only the fact that it's a ethnic name. Again, my problem is that they concentrated it. They should have been like, this is Waleed, and that other trash can is Joaquin.
Yeah.
You know, give it a Spanish name.
Yeah.
Then you could piss off two different groups. Fernando. German. Dude, you're always safe naming trash cans after German names.
Yeah.
You know?
And Joachim there's a German version of that.
Whatever the German
Joachim.
version of that is. It was completely unintentional, and rest assured, we will be more thoughtful when naming our products. This is a apology?
It's been brought to our attention that people might get mad at us
if we name the garbage bin after specifically ethnic men from one minority group.
What if they name the garbage cans like Saddam and Osama?
Now
is that okay?
Now that's an argument one could make. You're pouring water. You have to pour water into one of them. I don't know how it would work exactly, but Osama. I mean, you know,
would people get mad?
Probably. People now we're a couple of years away from people remembering Osama and Saddam fondly.
Well, we've always remembered Saddam fondly on this podcast.
Saddam was complicated, and a lot of people.
You know what I saw on HBO? Maybe we should watch this. It's from 2008, though.
House of Saddam. I've already watched the entire season or the show multiple times.
Is it good?
One of the best TV shows ever. I mean, if you like terrible TV shows.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. We'll break it down.
It's the best. It's so good. It's very accurate too. It's a very accurate depiction of the life and times of Saddam Hussein.
I'm in.
I do want to do a live. There was a time period where people were doing like musicals and stuff in the comedy community. I feel like you did stuff like that, didn't you? Weren't you part of that?
Yeah, Comedian Cinema Club.
I kind of wanted to do a musical of Saddam Hussein's trial.
Do you play Saddam?
That's the only way that I could pitch the idea. It's the only way I would pitch the idea. I would like to play Saddam and his attorney, who happened to also be Saddam.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you could totally be Bush.
Oh, that'd be great.
No, you know what? Sorry, dude, you're Tony Blair. Sorry to do this to you.
No!
Sorry to do it to you. You're Tony Blair, dog.
Oh, that cuck.
You've got a clean haircut right now that's giving you a Tony Blair look, dude.
I could bush it up. Come on, man. I'm from the South.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Listen, next week.
Throw a shoe at me.
Next week, when I arrive onto the show next week, I would like to know. I'd like to see you kind of put together your best George W. Bush.
I'm going Camp David, George Bush jeans with a blue denim shirt tucked in, chainsaw. Maybe I'll have a chainsaw on the table.
I'm going to put a picture of you online as you are right now, and I want people to vote whether you could play George Bush or Tony Blair.
I hate Tony Blair.
I know, man. I know, but look, dude. Sometimes you got to do shit you don't like in showbiz.
Imagine, like...
Haven't you seen the Amazon commercial I did? You think I like that?
Pull it up. No, I don't want to see it.
Again? You want to show up? I mean, I don't like bringing it up too often, but...
You know what? Again, we talked about this either on our last main feed or our last Patreon, but again, this is another one of those articles that just quotes Twitter accounts, like not just random Twitter accounts, as if that's a source of outrage, as if that's like an authentic, representation of how people feel about things.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, I'm telling you, I'm speaking as an Arab man. This is a beyond zero of a story. I don't know who cares.
Did you see? Here's what they changed the trash cans to.
They're now called Alto, Strato, Cumulo, and Nimbo,
Those are
like
all
after clouds.
Yeah.
I mean, took a meteorology class in community college, dude. Of course I fucking know these are clouds. These are offensive to clouds.
Yeah, well, they nailed it. You got to admit.
You got to give it to
They
them.
nailed that. Nobody's getting upset about that.
Let's see. Twitter user Noor Akbari wrote, honestly disappointed. I always bought my furniture there when I bought my house. Felt just right to encourage Quebec's commerces. And then this happens.
Oh, that's not a bot at all.
I'm sure that this is a fucking place.
Who the hell says things like felt just right to encourage Quebec's commerces?
How much you want to bet these guys this furniture is built by Uyghurs? How much you want to bet?
I know that's another thing is that when people get mad at like just completely insignificant bullshit with a store.
There's just no other way that this could be a place that does
Dude,
it.
if I owned this company, I would change my trash can to Noor right after.
Dude, that's why I make you the CEO of the Worst Hour Enterprises. I'm the chairman. I made you CEO because that kind of decisive thinking
Yeah.
is the kind of shit that we need around here, dude. Fuck you, Noor. That's the name of our trash can now.
You know what? Maybe I'll make the diapers Noor. How about that? Yeah. Shit your diaper, you little baby.
We gotta give fucking every week we're gonna start giving somebody our one I don't know what to call
Thumb up
it.
the ass.
Some of it's fine. We'll have to brainstorm this segment.
What shit in your diaper?
Let's see. What about this? Let's see. This bomb making. 30 Taliban militants were killed in an explosion during a bomb making class.
Now,
This is what I'm saying, by the way. This is why you don't opt into those classes that you buy off a Groupon because they're never high quality. The teacher is never certified.
you know, allegedly, there's some details. I read this whole article, and this article is the New Zealand Herald.co.nz.
I'm listening.
There's a couple things. They said that there were 6 foreign nationals brought in to Afghanistan
Okay.
who were experts to teach this class.
All right.
But I'm a little bit confused on everything because it says that the 6 experts who were brought in from other countries to teach the Taliban on how to build these bombs, they didn't know where they were from because they were unrecognizable from the explosion, but somehow they knew they were foreign.
Well, they can do like you know what's crazy? When they do those DNA tests on you, they'll tell you like, you know, if you listen to enough murder cases, you'll hear them like when they bring in their expert DNA people, they'll like talk about how the genetics on the scene match somebody with parents born of this ethnic group or that ethnic group. Like they'll go into that kind of level of forensics when they look up, you know, a crime scene. So they definitely fucking scraped over whatever.
Right.
I picture straight up Jeff Dunham's puppet.
Yeah, exactly.
They scraped his fucking cheek or whatever.
Well, I was just laughing because these knuckleheads are inside of a mosque and they kill 30 themselves trying to build a bomb. And we've been at war with them since 2003 and can't win. These are the people who have not lost to the United States plus a coalition of all the other big names.
You know what, dude? You can't kill a big dream. And these guys got a big ass dream is the thing. They're driven by this idea of like, we're going to take down the United States.
Yeah.
And that's just something that'll keep you alive, man.
Yeah, I guess the Three Stooges always come out on top at the
Yeah.
end of their movies. And that's kind of the Taliban in this sense are the Three Stooges.
Absolutely. I'd love to, by the way, be the guy who had to have this conversation with the insurance adjuster. We were talking. So we were doing just normal activities in the mosque, nothing weird or anything that would be out of the scope of what our insurance policy covers.
It's a giant crater. It's a smoking crater.
I like the idea that the insurance declines them because they're like, you didn't tell us you were doing this is unauthorized commerce that's going on right here. It's not the bomb making, it's the part that they're
Right. It's but no, they're like we were having a barbecue. There was propane involved.
Seems like you were running a business out of here without telling us.
Free barbecue for anybody who came. And apparently 30 people showed up.
30 people showed up after the explosion?
No, that's how many people died in the explosion.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Bomb making.
And again, when I was reading this article, I forget now, is the Taliban the good ones or is the government? I don't remember what's happening over there.
So the Taliban is considered and not an ally, but what's the word for it? Like it's like they're against ISIS, so ISIS is a bigger problem than the Taliban. So they're like not a priority. Right. Either way, what does this tell me? 30 people showed up to learn how to make bombs. It means it must be a booming industry out there.
There you go.
It's the worst hour of the week with Bryan Vokey and Ramsey Badawi.
Welcome to the show, folks. I die a little bit every time I do that. London woman here. Let's see. London woman, comma, her children.
This structure makes more sense if you read it in a British accent.
London women. I can't do a British. I just nailed Trump. I'm not going to be able to.
What, like 2 weeks ago?
China. I fucking just
London women, her children, drink own urine for 4 days to cure COVID-19 after getting fake WhatsApp text.
This is a wild story to come out of the UK of all places. So what happened here? A woman got a fake.
So a conspiracy theory broad who thought Bill and Melinda Gates were up to no good with the vaccines. Mm-hmm. So she thought, I don't trust the vaccine. I'm going to go for what she called a traditional cure. Now, I don't understand. Just because something's gross doesn't mean it's traditional. That's something a detail that I think is lost on a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I think I'm with you on this one. Now, I just don't get the part where she drank her own piss. I can see how drinking someone else's piss would be good for you.
Exactly. You're just putting your own system right back into you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe they're saying, hey, there's a little bit of corona in all of your piss, and the vaccine is a little bit of corona. So if you're drinking a little bit, that's all the vaccine is a little bit of corona.
You think if I drank my own piss, I would get charged up again because of all the fucking Bang energy drink that would be coming out of me?
You would absolutely get that B12 that is getting flushed right out of you.
Yeah, I'd get a second spin off of that.
Yeah. You would absorb more B12.
Maybe I could try selling a little bit of my piss as an energy drink.
Yeah, it might be a good deal for you right there.
Could be a secret. Well, it's not the only ingredient. There's
also horny goat weed.
There's an Adderall and some guarana in there.
So, some cleaning supplies from under the kitchen sink.
Crushed up half of a Blue Chew, of course.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta. Am I the only one who thinks that there's got to be a sex energy drink market out there?
No, there absolutely needs to be one, and it's a hole you can fill.
It's a hole I can fill. Yeah, dude. Mm-hmm. That's what the hole's. That's the sound that the hole's gonna be making when I'm filling it.
How about this right here?
What is this here? Oh, dude, we this was one of the things that we talked about before the show. So last week, Bryan and I were in the process of trying to determine a brand new. We're going to add a brand new sound effect to the soundboard for anytime somebody makes a profound point.
Profound point, like maybe a Blue Chew and an energy drink.
So when a profound point is made in the podcast. Okay, so this could be possibly the sound effect for when somebody makes a good point, a profound point.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Kind of like here.
Yeah,
Listen up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now the bride and groom have to kiss.
I like that. That's the triangle of profundity. So when you hear something, listen up.
Yeah, in case you didn't catch how profound it was, we will let you know that we were profound.
Oftentimes,
that's how it works.
I find my profundity can go over people's heads.
Do you find that when you're profound, other people are confounded? Boy, if I had that queued up, I'd hit it. I don't know where we're at right here.
We could be tapping it right now, but God knows what kind of triangle sound we're going to hear.
There it is.
I love it. Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, so the soundboard now has added a new sound, the triangle of profundity. Let's see. A soundboard really is just the third mic here, man. I mean, you can't beat a fucking soundboard.
Right.
So what's the deal?
So this London woman is somebody. So a lot of conspiracy theories are floating around WhatsApp, because like right-wing people are getting thrown off of literally everything. So they're like on Telegram, Parler, WhatsApp. That's like their social media.
Yeah. Huawei. They're on fucking WeChat, which is the Korean one.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody sent her, it doesn't say who, but a friend claimed that if she drank her own urine, it would cure her coronavirus. Now, she also made her children drink their urine as well.
That is pretty unfortunate.
And all it says is, because it's like, how do you know this is working? How do you know it's not working? Because you don't feel the vaccine, really.
Yeah.
But so she was drinking, her and her children were drinking piss for 4 days.
Nothing in between? No breaks? Like,
I mean, I don't think it was straight piss. I mean, they were probably cutting it with something, right?
Yeah, you got to eventually take a sip of something else. Otherwise, you're pissing out powder at a certain point.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
It's just dry milk. Yeah.
It says that, so this sentence confused me. It says the woman reportedly drank her own urine and made her children drink theirs too for 4 days before she realized the cure was probably not working. So, like,
and it's British piss. It's probably fucking loaded with asparagus.
And fucking like oil and like fried weird meats.
Dude, why does asparagus make your piss smell? That shit is, and that's surprising every time it happens.
It has the same chemical in it that makes fish smell. That's the exact same chemical.
Every time I eat asparagus and piss, I'm shocked every time.
I love it, dude.
And when it happens, I always think to myself the same thing. I think, did my dick just fart?
Did my dick grow a pussy?
I think I just queefed. I don't know what a queef is, but I think it just happened.
Dude, I think, there's some chemical in there, but you know what the perfect combo is?
What's that?
A ton of beets and a ton of asparagus, and then you get stinky red piss. And let me tell you, there's a lot you could do with stinky red piss.
Dude, Bryan Sangria. Bryan Vokey's homemade sangria.
Yeah.
It's a match for my energy drink. Dude, Worst Hour Podcast is going to have a lot of liability insurance that we need to ultimately ascertain.
Yeah, you got energy piss. I have sangria piss. All right, here's the recipe. Listen up. All right, you got to have 4 beets. You got to have a bushel of asparagus, right? That's it. Just wait.
The money is the profit margin on selling your own piss is unbelievable. Well, Sharks, let me talk to you a little bit about what I have going on here.
Oh, that's so funny.
Part of my pitch is I just take a long drink and I go, in 12 minutes, Sharks.
Yeah, give me 4 hours. You got to drink some diuretic tea.
All right. We're cutting it close here. It's we're running late. Let's.
So the point being, the jury, we still don't know actually if the urine worked. Because all she said was it probably wasn't working. So that's not scientific.
Not scientific.
So jury's still out on that.
The quickness with which people will settle on drinking their own piss is always astonishing to me.
Yeah.
I get to a lot of other like, oh, maybe I should try whatever apple cider vinegar is. Or
I knew a guy in Athens who was an older man, a very well-aged looking man. He was a Ducati motorcycle model.
Oh, yeah. That's a cool gig.
And he was convinced that he lived in an Airstream trailer in the woods. And he was convinced that his first piss of the day contained all the vitamins that he couldn't process. So he would drink in the shower. He would piss into a cup and drink his first piss of the day every morning. He was a beautiful man. His name was Don something.
That's the problem. Dude, every once in a while, you meet a really cool older guy who you're like, this dude is just buried in pussy 24/7.
Yes, he was.
He rides a motorcycle.
He was fathering children with young women.
He I used to know a guy like that named Tom, where it's like, this fucking dude rules.
Yeah, exactly.
He used to work at the medical marijuana dispensary I worked at, and like he slept in his car out back.
He's super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Would always come out in the morning like shirtless, drinking coffee, wearing cutoff shorts.
Yeah, it has a confusing six-pack where it's like, why do you have a six-pack?
An insane body. You're like, dude, if I had your body, you would just be, I'd tell my girlfriend to beat it.
Yeah.
was just ripped like you at that age, I'd be like, get out of here. I got too many options in this world.
Yeah. Listen, I can't listen unless you can handle some other things coming around.
She would have to leave me. She would have to look at me and go, look, I can't. It's a crime against humanity if I tie this guy down.
How could you have the self-confidence to think that man should be in a monogamous relationship?
I agree. Yeah, that's a cool fucking dude, man. Drinks his own piss. And the problem with the super hot people is they constantly remain super hot. So there's no way you can really tuck them out of what they're doing.
I would drink his piss.
I'll drink his piss right now. Call him.
You'll drink his last piss of the day? Because he says the first piss of the day is the one.
Yeah, I don't want his leftover bullshit. Fucking piss and beef jerky or whatever.
Let's go halvesy on your morning piss.
I want that fresh morning piss, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Don.
All right. Speaking of hot young wives, let's kind of settle out this episode here.
To Louisiana.
Sorry.
I've been watching a lot of Law and Crime Daily. It's one of my Law and Crime Daily is like fucking Yenta Central.
What is that?
Like, you know what a Yenta is? It's like
No.
I think it's maybe Yiddish. It's like women on the corner squawking. All right, let's get into this last story here before we take off for the night. It is so fucking late. Larry King's wife, Sean
King.
King. That's the CNN report. Is that the controversial, whether he's not sure we have no opinion on what race he is. So Larry King's wife, if you hit play here, they talk about it.
Legendary TV host Larry King is reportedly planning to contest his will in court.
So Sean White is contesting his will, his wife.
Sean King.
Sean King, not Sean White.
Reports, King filed a handwritten amendment to his will in October 2019, leaving his $2 million estate to his 5 children. The note excluded his...
Wait, $2 million estate?
To his 5... In
L.A., that's a shack.
That can't be his only estate. He must have other things going on.
His wife of 22 years,
His wife
Sean King,
for 22 years.
had filed for divorce just months earlier and were estranged. Tragically, 2 of King's adult children died within 3 weeks of each other last year.
Brutal.
Sean
I didn't know
King now
about that.
wants to take her claims to court.
Dude, she's
Telling
hot.
the New York Post, page 6, that they drew up an estate plan together.
Well, she's standing next to a Muppet. I mean...
Dude, a $2 million estate is not a house. A $2 million estate is everything. He can't have just $2 million left.
No. What, did he bury it?
How is it? He's been on TV for the last 50 years.
Yeah, he was on the radio while doing television.
$2 million?
Everybody knows who he is.
$2 million.
There's no way.
All right, hit play, because this is...
in 2015 and believes someone might have pressured him to write the amendment. She also claims the two recently became reconnected, talking every day before his passing.
That's a pretty convenient...
Yeah.
King was interviewed by Law and Crime host Jesse Weber in 2018.
I try to ask good questions and elicit good answers. The number one thing in interviewing is listening. You have to listen, and then you have to be able to respond to what they've said. Take it all in. It's so wonderful. It beats work.
That was a worthless clip.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with any of this.
Listening during an interview? Well, how are you going to think of something funny to say? This is ridiculous. Listen, man, I want to jump in on this because this is actually something kind of important to me. I actually am a big believer that his estranged wife should have, she should be on his will. Look, if you fucked Larry King in the last 10 years of his life.
That's worth a few mil.
And he didn't pay you.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not crazy. He probably went and got a rub and tug every now and then at this place Bob Kraft went to in Florida. I'm sure.
For sure.
Larry King, I'm sure, was there.
That day he was there.
That's probably a star-studded massage bar.
Oh, God. The worst cocks in the world.
Obviously, she shouldn't. Whoever jerked him off in Florida that day should have any say in his estate.
Yeah.
But if you fucked Larry King in the last 10
and
years
then
of
went
his
to
life,
sleep next to him.
There's no way you should be like, if after 80, if you're getting your dick sucked after 80 by a woman for free, there's no way you should be legally allowed to take her out of your will. There's no way you should
waking up next to that mummy every morning. Jesus Christ.
It's unfucking believable. To me, this is the same as going like, I worked for 10 years, Social Security needs to be there to get me. Dude, Larry King must have been going to Jack Shacks or something. We're going to find out.
For him to only be worth $2 million, gambling is the only thing I can think of.
I think he had a lot of divorces.
Yeah.
He did have 7 divorces, come to think of it. He had a lot of divorces. He must have lost all of his income or his net worth along the way. These
$2 million. Wait.
Larry King's net worth was estimated at $144 million. His estate was worth $2 million.
What's the difference?
This is some. Listen, man. This is some kind of some lawyer math here that's going on.
Yeah. Somehow there's $122 million, but only 2 is what's in the will.
I'll tell you what. We'll investigate it and we'll get the name of his attorney for everybody.
Yeah. The lawyer's like, listen, there's fees. I gotta negotiate this.
I gotta figure out how he's squirreling away the rest of this estate. Well, either way, man, this is unfair. So this is something that I really feel like if you were jerking off that old fucking cock, dude, from 85 to 91, you deserve at least $2 million out of that. His estate worth roughly $2 million would not reflect any assets that were held in trusts. Okay, so the 144 was tied up in trusts or something.
Right. So that's guaranteed money that's already divvied up.
It's divvied up to people. Okay, yeah. We got to see if there's maybe some kind of a broadcasting trust.
Yeah, because I think Tony Soprano, whatever his real name is, Gandolfini, did that where he left nothing in his will to his children, but then he had it all in trust for them so that nobody could screw them out of money. So I think that's like a smart thing people do.
Yeah. I think I've shared with you my plan. I'm not having children. I'm saving up my entire life fortune. And then when I'm in my 80s, I'm going to adopt a 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Give him everything.
Give him everything he wants. Make him beholden to me through my twilight years. And that's that.
I'm giving all my earnings when I die to Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood?
Yep. So they will go out of business with the amount of debt they inherit.
I'm doing my buildings to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
I'm going to the now defunct Clinton Foundation.
I'm going to throw them to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and I'm going to say, look, man, when I pass, my estate, combined with some other money, will be responsible for billions of dollars of donations.
Me and Elon.
No, you don't mix it up. We're all together. You don't fucking do this like, we all brought a thing. No, we all did it. We all contributed.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't go to a potluck and go like, well, actually, I brought the steak. This fucking asshole brought the cigarettes.
Exactly. Do you bring cigarettes to a potluck?
Dude, you'll be a fuck. I'm telling you.
Slap down a carton of Marlboro Reds on the table.
A carton. You open up one American Spirit box.
You're bringing a pack.
One cigarette per person. You smile and nod.
It's an honor system now.
It says 1 cigarette per person. Smile, you're on camera. I've set up a blink camera system. All right, let's get the fuck out of here, man. Be sure to follow the show across all social media platforms at Worst Hour Pod. Follow my co-host here, Brian Vokey, at Brian J. Vokey on Twitter, at Mr. Brian Vokey on Twitter. Check out his show, Fat Jocks, every Thursday, 9 p.m. Be sure to, by the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Huge announcement. Video coming back in March.
Wow.
Disclaimer, March 31st is still... it's still March. It's still March, dude. We're bringing our video back for Breast Awareness Month.
For sure.
Which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh.
Wow. We thought it was Breast Awareness.
What a bummer, dude. This whole time I thought it was just breast awareness.
Dude, this is insane. What's happening to tits now?
What?
They're getting what wrong with them?
Bill and Melinda Gates, dude.
Well, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, by the way, if you want to get that. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a whole new world in March. It's going to be a whole new world. I promise you, folks. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get in on the action early. Join our Patreon, $5 a month. You get a bonus episode a week. A lot of other great perks. Anything else you got to plug here, Brian, before we get out of here?
No, sir.
Well, if you have nothing else to say, and I have nothing else to say, on behalf of me, you, everybody here at the Worst Hour Nation, peace be on to the prophet.
Long live Larry King.
Inshallah.
Coming in hard with the depravity you see. This is the worst hour of the week. Reaching new lows with Bryan and Ramsey. This is the worst hour of the week. The worst hour of the
Thank you for listening to the worst hour of the week with Bryan Vokey and Ramsey Badawi. Peace be unto the prophet.